Hey tubers, so what I've got here is a new core support for my Mustang. Now I'm not going to be installing the entire core support, we're just going to do the lower section. You probably can't see on the camera, but the lower section is spliced in with a lot of spot welds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill out all the spot welds on the new core support without damaging the pieces that I want. And before we do that, I'm going to mark it all up so that I know where I'm going. And I'm going to take my little angle grinder here and just grind some of the paint off so I can see where the spot welds are. This one's not too bad because it's fresh, clean metal. The rusty one on the car is going to be a little bit more fun. I'll show you some of that. I've already got some of it apart. So guys, so you can see what I've done here. You can see the bottom half of the radiator support is really twisted up. Basically what I did was I took the middle section out, I drilled all the spot welds out, and it's tricky to drill the spot welds. This is only my second time drilling spot welds, and the metal's thin, and it's bent up and rusty, so there are some mistakes in this that I'll have to correct. Basically, I wanted to save these two pieces here, which go to the main part of the core support. They come up to the arms and or the rails and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish drilling the spot welds out for this front piece here, and I'm going to have to make a couple of straight cuts. Once I drill out the spot welds and make the straight cuts, this piece should come off. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole bottom chunk off the new core support, and I'm going to put it in place. I'm going to spot weld it, and I'm going to have to probably splice it in two places, or weld it with the MIG welder in a couple of different places just to close off the seam, but it'll be almost unnoticeable when it's done. That's my hope. I have some things I've got to straighten here. This whole piece is bent here. So I've got to pull, once I get the bottom piece off, I got to pull some sheet metal out and straighten it, because some of it I bent taking apart, and most of it was bent prior to that. This side was whacked the heaviest. But from about here up is perfect. So I don't really want to change the core support. It's even more work than this. I've done them before. I don't like doing them. So that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing here. Alright tubers, what I'm doing here is I'm taking my 90-degree grinder, and basically I'm just scuffing the paint off around where all the spot welds are. You can see I've already done most of them. I just go over it like this, just enough so you can see the divot where the spot weld is. It helps you get you don't have to do this, I do it so I can see better. It just helps so I can get the drill bit in there and I can knock them out. What you want to do when you drill a spot weld out, you want to try not to go through the back side. It's hard to do if you're not used to it. Like I said, this is only the second time that I've done it. I did some on my pickup on previous videos, because you're gonna weld again to the back side. So you just really want to knock the front panel piece here off. So I've got half a dozen or more spot welds, so we're gonna drill these out. I'm gonna make a cut right here. You can see where I marked it. You probably can't see the permanent marker line, but I took my angle tool here, square, right? Yeah. And I just kind of lined it up where I wanted to make the cut, and just drew the line, and then the tape is just so I can see it a little bit better and try and keep a straight line when I cut it. So, and then I did the same thing on the other side, which you can't see in this shot. So basically going to drill these guys out and then make a cut, drill one more out over on the other side, make a cut, and then this whole panel piece here, all this twisted crap, will come off. So you should hear an audible pop when it lets go of the metal. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to go all the way through. I went too far on that one. It's just thin sheet metal, so I'll have to fix that with a plug weld probably. you can gauge also by looking at how deep it's going, so it's a little tricky. So guys, you can see I got the bottom half cut out. We drilled the spot welds out here. I made a straight cut up here. I made a straight cut over in this corner here, right there, down and underneath, so basically an L cut. Didn't touch the back brackets here because this is what we're gonna straighten and put the new piece in. We're gonna fit it in. So I'm gonna have to do basically a weld here and a weld on the other side right there, down and under, and then I gotta redo all the spot welds once I get my spot welder. Some will have to be plug welds or what I believe is plug welds. I gotta do some more research because I accidentally drilled through in a couple spots. So basically now I've got to clean up all the rust here and straighten the pieces out. Shouldn't be too hard. And then I need to take our new radiator support, mark it up, and do exactly what I did to this one without damaging it. You can see this is the piece here, pretty mangled and rotted. So what I'm going to do is replace that. So my goal is to hopefully nobody will notice that it was ever replaced if I do the job well enough. But this is the first time I'm attempting some major body work, so you know, we'll see how it comes out.